คนที่ยืนมาประคองยืนปลอบใจน้องเห็นน้ำตาคลอเบาช่วยเช็ดน้ำตายามเศร้ากอดน้องเบาๆแนบไว้ในอกลงเถิดน้องลงมันให้ตกเขาที่จะทุ่งทาง
Hi everyone, evening. Nice to have you here again. Is it really 2 weeks since we were last live? I'll say hello to everyone in a minute. You know what the big story is tonight, and I'm not going to go on about it too much. It's Thailand going on the red list. If you're from the UK, I've got a little bit of a snippet to read out to you in case you've been living on the moon, but I'm sure if you watch other streams, that's all that everybody's been talking about. So I won't go on about it too much, but good to be back on a live stream. Lots to get through tonight, lots to get through. And we will be having the final installment of the game, Spot the Ladyboy. That'll be around 10 o'clock tonight. That'll be the last lot because I've run out of pictures after that. Right, so let's see who we've got in this evening. Hi to the Wise Prophet. Hope you're all doing fine. I can't wait to today's session, okay? So you must be like me, very bored today. Ryan Tesco, fish and chips coming from Chip Shop, ready for the live stream, and 4 cans of Tennent's in the fridge. Tennent's Super. You know what, Ryan? I can't get through 2 of them. I'm a lightweight. I can't drink Tennent's Super. It's too strong for me. 2, and I'd be out like I couldn't drink 1 on here. I'd be slurring. Dad, talking of beers, do you remember who was it who told me last week? Sam, I think it was Sam Moffat. He said instead of when you go out to get your beers, instead of just leaving an empty screen, put like a card there, coming back soon or something. So I've done something a little bit better now. What I've done, I've actually turned it into a video instead of just having a card, and I've tried to find the most corniest music I could find to put on the background. You know, like when you used to watch when you were a kid, when the TV went off, they'd have a, you know, if they had a technical fault, they'd put a card up and it was really corny elevator music. So I've done that, and I'll put that up later. You can let me know how corny it is. I've tried to make it really corny just for fun. Okay, Daz, how you doing? Hi, Peter. More sad news about the UK's decision to put Thailand on the red list. Yeah, like I say, look, I'll say hi to everyone in a second. Let me just read this out really short. UK government adds Thailand to the red list from 4 a.m. on Monday, 30th of August. Thailand will move to the red list for entering England. This means that any Brits returning to the UK after this time will be required to stay in a quarantine hotel for at least 10 days. I've heard people say 11, but at least 10. Forking out costs upwards of £2,000 in some instances. So yeah, there's no way around it. That's how it is. You just got to get on with it, live with it, accept it. There's nothing we can do about it. Most of the guys I know, when they go out to Thailand, it's anywhere from 2 weeks to a month. No one's going to go out on a 2-week holiday and come back, you know, and basically quarantine. Who wants to do that? But I'll show you some other pictures in a minute. It's not even worth going out there at the moment. Clive Parkhurst. Ryan, you just killed it for me. Fish and chips miss. You're in Sweden, okay? Shin Rana, how you doing? Nice to have you in the stream. We caught up a little bit earlier, didn't we? Sam, I see you're in. Sam Moffat. Okay, you heard what I said there about the corny elevator music. Same picture, just corny music. That'll be about 10 as well. Buster Goddard, is it? Ryan's Tenant Super, get them in. Evening, Peter. That's from Stuart Marston. Stuart Marston. Right, how's Simon doing? I'll probably have to repeat this. Simon's okay. He's made a full recovery now. I spoke to him today. I'm hoping, fingers and toes crossed, because I haven't got anything ready if he doesn't get this sorted out. I'm hoping that the Nat and Dave animation has gone up. He said it will go up tomorrow. He's given me his word it will go up tomorrow. I don't know what time of the day it will go up, but it's going to start getting interesting now, isn't it? Because Nat got busted last week. You know, Dave took a pop at Jason, but Jason laid him out, you know, younger guy. And tomorrow, I think there's going to be something happening with a lawyer. Maybe Damien will be getting involved a little bit. We'll see how that goes. Simon hasn't told me what the script is for tomorrow. He comes up with all of that. But I gave him some ideas in the week, which he liked. Whether he'll act on them or not, I don't know. And so fingers crossed that the Nat video is up tomorrow. Something else, Simon's not going to be doing any live streams for a while. He's just finding it really painful trying to fit everything in. You know, he's got his container factory in Bangkok, converts containers into offices and toilets and things like that. He's got staff. You know, he works on the Dave and Nat thing. It takes him ages. We have a lot of long distance calls that go on for hours sometimes. you know, and he just hasn't got time. He likes doing the live streams, he told me, but he just hasn't got time. And so for the moment, I'm going to do them every 2 weeks. And I think that's more than enough. I don't want to do every week. I just think you'll get totally bored. If it's every 2 weeks, and you know, I can look forward to it, having a beer with you guys and just having a casual chat, as it were. And I think once every 2 weeks, that's enough for me. There's everybody's doing live streams now. Everybody and their brother, and the guys in Thailand as well. Okay, I'll talk about that later. Let me say hello to everybody else. I haven't said hi to Guideline 7. Hello, Peter. All greetings from Germany. Yeah, how are you doing? Mazza, you're in early for a change, and that's exactly what you said. Dave Andrew, good evening to everyone. Hope you're all fine, having a few refreshments. Right, Marky Mark, do you know what? I've got a guilt complex now. I mean, as much as we all like money, you know, you do this most weeks, and I think thank you is not a good enough word. You give me a super chat straight off the back there for 20 Australian dollars, is it, or American dollars? But thanks, Mark, I appreciate it. And you know what will happen to that? That will go straight into the Cronenberg Fund. Right, let's get through these, and then we can start messing about with all these games and stories and all the rest of it. Right, who haven't we said hello to now? Dave Andrew, good evening, everyone. Hope, yeah, you got your refreshments. Mine are in the freezer next door, so I'll be getting them out about 10. And I'm hoping the Sprite doesn't freeze. I don't know why. When I put the beers in from room temperature, if I put them in for an hour and a half exactly, they come out really cold but not frozen. But when I put the Sprite in there last time, that froze. So that's only gone in for an hour, and it's a full bottle. So fingers crossed. Right, Javier Lopez, hi, how are you doing? Richard, how you doing? Andrew Hammond, hi, Andrew. Right, I was going to mention this a bit later on, but I'll mention it now, Andrew, as you're here. You might not want to stay up half the night. I want to tell you guys about a book. I'll mention this towards the end of the stream as well. So if you're not around, Andrew, you can watch a pre-recorded tomorrow. So, you know, we often, I'll say, there is a few more people to say hi to. I'll do that after this. You know, yeah, 150 in now, so I'll mention it now. Sometimes we talk about books that are written by guys who've been in jail in Thailand, or they've come unstuck, or they've been a bar girl who came down from Isan and somebody wrote her story. She ended up getting married in America. And sometimes people come by and they say, the last thing they say, are there any good books out at the moment? You know, the quirky kind of books, not travel books, Lonely Planet, that sort of stuff, or, you know, where to get the best fried rice, nothing like that. But those quirky books, you know, guys who get banged up for 10 years and they get set up and all this stuff, that kind of thing. And there's a new book out by a guy called Andrew Hammond. I'll just give you a brief description of it, because apparently somebody told me it was very good. But I have put a link to this in the description. So after hearing this, if you want to go and have a look at it, it's there's a link in the description. It's a clickable link, so just click it. That will take you to Amazon. I think it's free on a Kindle book, and it's about a tenner paperback. I'm not getting anything. I'm not getting any commissions. I'm not getting any favors, nothing like that. It's just I come across a book. I spoke to Andrew. I've heard of Andrew's name before, so it's probably a good book. But his description is the book is calamity. Hang on, I can't read my own writing. Okay, look, the book is written true story of adventure, fear, and enjoyment, backpacking overland, traveling to some of the coldest and hottest places on Earth, visiting some of the most dangerous places in human history, traveling on the Trans-Siberian Railway, and lots of tales of my frolicking in Sin City, Pattaya for a few months. Includes the in-depth details of most of the bars and girls in Soy Bakau area and what it is really like to be a so-called 2-week millionaire that lasts for months. So obviously being there for more than 2 weeks. Also befriending the late Kevin Thailand. Remember Kev, he's passed away now. Hello, people. Thailand and other popular characters in Pattaya. So that's a book called Get Me Out of Here. And I'll mention it again, Andrew, later on. And I hope you manage to sell a few of those, Andrew. Okay, so I like to help guys out who do anything Thai. Like I say, I'm not getting anything from it. It's just trying to help Andrew with his book. Okay, right. Who else we got here? We said hi to Richard. Yeah, no name. How you doing? Pesky McNuggets, all the way from Melbourne. How you doing? Sam Moffat. How you doing? Damon, how are you? You changed your picture, haven't you? We discussed that last week. Yeah. Archie, evening. Darren Drew, how you doing? All the way from Swindon. No name, end of another week and closer to living Thailand. Yeah, I mean, you know, I was talking to Damon today on the phone, and it's just been a really tough 2 years, hasn't it? You know, all this, you know, everything that's been going on with the Cyrus and not being able to go to Thailand, and just everything. It's such a strain on everybody, isn't it? A lot of marriages have broken up and domestic violence and all sorts. It's really terrible. Anyway, I'll try and cheer you up a little bit tonight. Gary Russell, hi from Rotherham. How you doing, Gary? Archie, again, Tilt, 22,000 subscribers. Congratulations, Peter. Yeah, we're not there yet, but I've noticed the last couple of weeks we seem to be getting a lot of subscribers, up to 100 a day. I don't know why that is. Generally, we were getting sort of anywhere between 20 and 30, and it's suddenly shot up the last couple of weeks. We've gone from, I mean, it was only, what we're now, August, it was only, if you remember, the end of June, Simon made that video, thanks guys, 20,000 subscribers. It wouldn't have happened without you, and it's already 22. So, I mean, yeah, we're very pleased with that. Andy on tour, Broken Dreams. What a great name. Hi. Stephen Smart, good evening. Cool. Whoever missed out. Paul Hoskin, 10 lagers and I start to feel good. Okay. Yeah, but what are the lagers? If they're Tesco 2%, that's like a breakfast beer, isn't it? Brush your teeth with it. And we could all drink 10 of them. David Alexander, hi Peter, best regards all the way from Glasgow. Yeah, how are you doing? And just in case you've joined us, it's a bit corny, it's a bit silly, but it's fun, and we're all in doom and gloom at the moment. So yeah, we are having the Guess the Ladyboys competition again tonight. I've got 16 pictures. I've made it easier this week because I feel the last 2 weeks, Marky Mark supplied the first lot of pictures for them. These are my pictures that I've obtained, but we'll do this last time this week, and you know, it's a bit of fun. Right, who else we got? Matt, how did I say hi to you? Richard, in defense of the Thai police, right, we're going to talk about that. In defense of the Thai police, right, let me put that on screen. Yeah, okay, I will discuss that in a bit, Richard. I'm sure everybody's heard about that, but I've got a little bit of later news that's happened on that. So he's messed himself up. Nigel, good morning, Peter from Singapore. Hi, Nigel. TL, that's a real, yeah, that's a Singaporean name, Singaporean Chinese, I believe, but it's quite a common Singaporean name, isn't it? John L, hi Peter, good to hear Simon is fine now. Yeah, he's made a full recovery, but like I say, he just hasn't got time to do the live streams. He might do them again in the future, but he's really sort of struggling, and I said, look, just forget it then, don't force yourself. So, right, Nick Franco, Dave is going to be one of those cranky looking old guys nursing a Chang at some bar in Pattaya, complaining about everything in Thailand while living a small room and a balloon chasing. Yeah, that's Dave, isn't it? Nat's boyfriend. I know it's only an animation, but it takes you there, doesn't it? We've all, you know, we've seen these guys and we know the Nats. We all know our own Nats around the bars. And although it's only an animation, you can, it's a 10-minute animation, you can actually engulf yourself into the story and everything that goes on in there. You can just see it. And even the bit where Simon, you know, he writes them, he does it. I can't take any credit. But do you remember in the last episode when Jason was in the bar and Dave said, that's it, I'm going in. He opens the door and Nat turns and said, hey, what are you doing? Don't do that here. I mean, I've actually witnessed something similar. And that's exactly how they would handle that situation. So for me, it kind of takes me back there. So I'm glad everyone's enjoying it. David, I watch this every week, but I'm usually out at the pub, so watch the replay next day. This is the first time I've seen it live. Well, that's good, David, because you can, you know, you can contribute, put your comments in. Disagree with me, agree with me. Nomad Traveller, greetings from Vancouver. Hi to you. Eric Whitfield, hi from Melbourne. Few Australians in tonight. Right, Pesky McNuggets, how's your weight going? Might as well get this done out the way. It's getting really hard now because my body's starting to fight back. So that's the latest. I'm now down to 100.5 kilos, but I've upped my walking. I think when I've got down to 90, if I make it, thanks, Brandon, super chat there. Appreciate that. I think if I make it down to below 90, I will do a video how I lost the weight, but it's not going to be your kind of weight loss video, you know, your standard stuff, because I've done it in a different way. I'm a 61-year-old guy. I can't stick to fad diets. I can't go to the gym and pump iron. I am losing it in my own way, and I think if there's a lot of you guys out there got a bit of a pot belly, I think I can help you out with a short video and just tell you what I've done. There's no, it's not rocket science. I've just been quite strict with myself. I've fallen over a few hurdles along the way. I haven't stuck to it like this week. You know, I've made it twice. Last night I had a cheese sandwich before I went to bed, but I woke up and I thought, carry on, don't give up. So yeah, it's coming off, but now my body's got to the point where it's starting to really fight me, you know, because I'm walking about 5 miles a day now. I started off walking a mile a day, but you get to the point you think it's not enough. I want to go more. It is actually addictive. So that's how the old weight's going. Let's say hi to everybody else. We haven't got many more now, and then we'll start everything going properly. Right. Robert Beatty. Hey, I'm in Phuket, just hooked up with a bar girl. Yeah, all right, Robert. Black Bolt, how you doing? Nice to see you nice and early into the stream. I think you were a bit late last week. Or was it the week before? Hi, Peter. Come from the UK. This is Patrick Monty. I'll probably pronounce that. Just say Patrick. I'll put it up on screen. Look. Hi, Peter. I come from the UK. When will we be able to go back to Pattaya? You can go back tomorrow if you want to jump through hoops, but you won't want to go back there tomorrow. I'll show you why in a minute. Who's that? Junior Bay says, Marky Mark is a generous guy. No, well, okay, look, we're all entitled to opinions, aren't we? What's that, Matt? Alcohol has a lower freezer point, Peter. Oh, is that right, Matt? So you think I should go and get the Sprite out in about 15 minutes? Yeah, then I can play that corny music twice, can't I? Okay. Jan from Holland. Good evening. Let's have a look. What's that say? Jan from Holland. Good evening. I am a new subscriber. I use the Sandbox program to come to Phuket end of October for 60 days. Any tips for me? Not really. You probably know more than me, Jan, because you know, you've done the Sandbox thing. I'm still in the UK. I'll just put that up there. Yeah, Ads Humphrey. Thanks for the super sticker, mate. Appreciate that. How many we got now? 172. I think last Friday wasn't as busy as the Saturdays normally because I changed days. I might put I might ask you guys, do you want me to go back to the Saturday after the football's finished? That's why I changed it, because I can't compete with the football. I kind of got used to doing the Saturdays, but the good thing about the Friday is I can, you know, I've got my weekends then, because I put a lot of preparation into these streams because I go for 2 hours. I don't want to just be relying on the chat. You know, when it goes quiet, I have to come up with stuff that's interesting. So I put a lot of effort into, you know, planning the chat for the evening. Right, Seamus Doherty, how are you, mate? Hi, Peter. Ireland is on the green list. You should come here. No, you're joking, but I mentioned this on the last, Seamus, I mentioned this on the last stream. The travel expert, I don't know if he's for the Guardian or the Express or one of the big newspapers, he's their travel guru. The two places he named where he recommends right now is, one was Poland, because they've got miles and miles of glorious beaches, apparently. I didn't know that. And it's the you know, the Riviera of the Balkans. That's what he reckons. And the other place he mentioned was Ireland. You know, so okay, you're not going to find many go-go bars in Ireland, but it is a beautiful country with lots of beautiful coastline. It's, you know, it's an option, isn't it? Right, I've got another super chat there, so I want to just say thanks to him before I carry on. I've got a couple there. I've got one from Darren. Thanks, Darren. You guys have been generous tonight. That's super chat from you. That's a super sticker. Okay, there was another one there somewhere. Yeah, Nick Frankel, that's very generous of you, mate. That'll get about 4 lots of 4 Cronenberg. Right, okay, let's go back to where we were. People keep mentioning this book, Private Dancer. I've actually got it on the shelf there, but I read it 20 years ago. I don't want to stand up because I'm a mic. But when I come in with a Sprite, I'll probably show you just to show you know I'm not BSing you. Hi, Peter. Would you organise any bar crawls when you go back to Bang? Would you? Dad said, let me put it on screen. No, I mean, I don't want to sound like an old girl's blouse, but it's not really me. Believe it or not, although I do these live streams and I've got this YouTube channel with Simon, I'm not really a crowd kind of person. When I go to somewhere like Pattaya, I like to go with one person. Sometimes I go by myself, and if I bump into people and someone will say, "Oh yeah, hi, I've seen your videos. I like them. Let's have a beer." Yeah, that's fine. But to actually organize a bunch of maybe 10 guys and say, "Right, here's my plan. We're going to do this bar, that bar, and that bar, and then we're going here and we're going there." You know, and I'm taking. It's not really me, to be honest with you. I'm not a snob. If I'm out and I had somebody here where I live. Somebody they shouted out the car window. I couldn't believe it. Walking down the street, and he's like, "Peter." You know, and I met him the next night on a slip road and we had a little conversation. So that's fine. You know, if I bumped into somebody in Nana and they said, "Hey, Peter, I watched a couple of your videos," yeah, we have a beer together, have a chat, catch up. But pub crawls, yeah, I don't think so, to be honest with you. Nothing against it. It's just not really me. Right. Stains massive. Who's that? Ida Pro. That was Eddie G, wasn't it? The Stains massive. That was great. That was. Big Dave, keep up the good work. Love the vlogs from Sunny Devon. Who's that? That was. I didn't say a name there, did I? I'll catch up on your next one. Yeah, put that one up. Blimey, I better start talking about something. So I'm saying hi to everyone, but it's going on a bit, isn't it? Tom Waddington, good evening. Crab Claw, let me whiz through these quick. Crab Claw, you're in, is it, where's that, Georgia? Dodging a hurricane, wow. Junior Bay, guess the Ladyboy pictures. I feel like I'm back in the 1980s with that idea. Yeah, but it's just for fun, you know. I mean, what do you do? I'm in the UK and we're talking about Thailand and, you know, what should I talk about? What was on TV last night? What the plot of EastEnders is? You know, it's just for fun. I can't really do any quizzes. I did a quiz a few weeks ago, a month ago or something, where I got a load of bars and said, right, where's this one? Where's that one? And then I started getting comments from guys saying, I've never been to Thailand before. I'm not going to know any of these. So that was a bad idea. What's that? Richard, could we have a new Ladyboy contest? Guess it. Okay. Junior Bay, health comes first. So hopefully Simon is on the mend. Wise Prophet. Hi, Peter, can we build a Thailand-bound community bar in Pattaya? I think someone's already done that, haven't they? I seen the location. Trevor put out a video, the location of the Buzzing Bar. It's in. It's quite big, actually, isn't it? It's going to be in. I think he said Treetown. Yeah. Poor Hoskin. I miss the Ladyboys. I enjoyed watching them walking up and down the street. Yeah. What's that? Sam Moffat says 15 kg in 3 months is great progress. 5 kg a month. Yeah, it's really hard though, Sam. Like I said, I will explain it at the end. Yeah, it's funny. I've just mentioned that, Richard. Okay. Before I go on with these, let me just stop there, and I'll come back to these. Right. Let me just. You must have seen this already, but they're really suffering with floods at the moment. I mean, look at this. Look, that's. I mean, I've been there when the water's been up to the guy's sort of exhaust pipe. But look at that. I mean, that's. I don't know where that picture was taken. It might be Pattaya, but it's all over Thailand at the moment. They're having real bad floods. And there's another one. That's Simon sent me that on WhatsApp. That's his area, Bangwa or Bang Na. It's just terrible. You know, and I was reading somewhere they've had more rain. I think they said up to 50 foot of rain. So it's not good at all. Okay, someone's got a block comment here, Paul. I'm a two. Oh, okay, Paul. I can't. I'll put it up for you, but I can't repeat it. YouTube are a bit funny like that. Right. Okay. So let's carry on. What's that? Stuart Wright says, did not think you was allowed to fly out of the UK to Thailand because of the red zone. To be honest with you, Stuart, I haven't really looked into it. Some people kind of think I'm an expert on the traveling of Thailand and all that sort of thing, but because I know I can't go there or I don't want to go there in the current situation, I don't really research it. So I don't really know, to be honest with you, mate. Mazza said Friday streams are okay for you. That's good. Will Smith said, Private Dancer is the best book I've ever read. I've never heard anybody say it's a bad book. I read it 20 years ago. I don't know if you know this, but all the places and people he talks about in that book, they are actually real people and they are real bars. You know, when he talks about Fatso, for instance, I know who he's talking about and I know the bar he's talking about, but he's put it all in code, hasn't he? But it's a good book. I read it years and years ago. Right. Yeah, Junior Base says, I see Ed Sweeney is off to Crete soon. Looking forward to seeing some vlogs. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I like Ed's vlogs. You know, he's a bit not depressed, but he's a bit fed up, isn't he? Because he was dying to get away. Right, we're finally at the end of the final end of saying hello to everyone. Don 1560, hi from Ireland. Thanks for that, mate. Jos Fernie, is it? Hi, Peter. I just tuned in. Not sure if you have already covered this, but the UKGB has just put. Yeah. I think, to be honest with you, Jos, everybody knows this. It's not news. When I read it, some people said to me today, why don't you print it all out and tell everyone what's going on? But everyone knows, don't they? It's simple. We're going on the red. Thailand's going on the red list from 4 a.m. Monday, I think they said. And if you go out there, then you've got to quarantine at your own expense in a hotel, which is 2,000 plus. And there are a few bits of good news as well. It's not all doom and gloom, right? Mark and Mark, any trips to Thailand this year have been knocked on the head. What are the plans for next year? What we now, August? Yeah, I mean, November, December, they seem to be trying to still go for it. I don't know. I hope they do, but we'll have to see. Paul Hoskins, so if you were in Pattaya at the moment, you would have to swim between the bar. You'd be in a kayak like this, you know. Nick Franco, instead of motorbike, you have to take a raft. Yeah, I mean, it's dreadful down there, isn't it? I watched Trevor's last video where they were giving out food. They had, I mean, a lot of people are doing it, but I don't get to watch too many videos because I'm busy. And I just happened to catch Trevor's video, and they had the trucks with the eggs and the milk and the, not milk, rice and oil and all that in the back. And not so much when he went to the villages, because they're little communities. They've got support, haven't they? They support each other. But, you know, he found this woman in a hole in the wall, basically, and she was timid, and it's heartbreaking. It really is, you know, really heartbreaking. Yeah, I did see Johnny's as well. A lot of people are doing it, so I'm sure a lot of people are getting helped out. Yeah, have you read them? No, I keep meaning to read that one, Ziggy. Have you read one called Damage Done? That's a good book. And the other one, My Name is Lom, You Like Me. Okay, it does. So Junior Bay says, look, he says, what are your new thoughts on Kev's new bar in Tree Town? Kev, which Kev are we talking about now? You mean Trevor from Buzz in Pattaya? If you mean Trevor, it's not actually his bar. What he's doing is he's kind of representing it. Somebody's putting the money in, and it'll be the Buzz in bar, but it's not. Trevor's like a front for it, you know. Maybe subscribers will meet up there. It'll have all the logo and all the rest of it. But Trevor, I don't know if I've had Trevor on my stream as a guest. I've been on his stream as a guest. He's a guy. He doesn't really like the nighttime scene too much. He wouldn't be a guy to run a go-go bar or even a beer bar. You know, he's ex-army. He tends to go to bed early, and he wakes up at like. I've been on a stream at 5 o'clock in the morning. His time, he's commenting on my stream, and I'm like, "What are you doing up at this time?" But he's just not that sort of guy. You know, he wouldn't be the sort of person to want to run a bar, as it were. He's kind of just backing it, you know, with his brand. He's got that, you know, he's known in Pattaya now, isn't he, as the buzzing brand, as it were. I tell you what, what's this now, Richard? You can fly Bangkok, then to Pattaya and do an ASQ hotel, 14 days, cost 35,000 baht or £800, then return to the UK for 11 days quarantine. Oh, sounds wonderful. Where do I sign up? Right, I'm just going to get my Sprite because apparently the beer doesn't freeze up so quick. So I'm going to take this off. It's literally just out there. But like I said, I've prepared this card. I'm talking away, the mic's off. I've prepared this card, and I've tried to find the most boring music just for reminiscence of the days when the test card came on. All right, so here we go. I'll be back in about 15 seconds. Hey, what did you think of that? Do you know what? I didn't actually put it in the freezer. I put it next to the freezer. I forgot to put it in, so it's good I went out there because I've just put it in the freezer, so I'll get them all out at the same time at 10 o'clock. I don't know if it's me or is it getting cold? I put the heating on last night. Right, what should we do first? We've done the book. Right, I thought I'd do. We've got the ladyboy competition. Spot the ladyboy. I've got a few news stories to do. I've got some vintage Pat Pong photographs that I've managed to dig out for you. I've got a bit of a. Do you know what? Let me just read this to you. Tell me what you think about this. Let me go back on the comments because I don't know what you're saying about that music. Where are we? Right. Okay, people recommending books here. Right, just put that up real quick. Hey, Peter, this from David. Do you think the Buzz and Bar will be a good success? It's just risky time opening business in Pattaya. Yeah, it's got everything. It's got all the boxes ticked, really, hasn't it? Because it's so hard to make a business with a bar. Let's talk pre-pandemic for a second. There's just thousands of bars, and you know, I've seen people lose hundreds of thousands of bars over the years. Not one or two, but well, I wouldn't say hundreds. That's exaggerating. But I've seen a lot of guys hook up with a Thai girl. They want to make an income. They open some small beer bar. I mean, I knew a guy. I went to his bar just because I went for a beer because I did feel sorry for him. And he told me he'd opened his bar at 11 o'clock in the morning, and by 8 o'clock at night, he'd sold one Heineken. Honestly. So yeah, I think it's got every chance of success because there's a lot less bars there. So when they start opening up, they'll open up slowly, and it's got that brand, hasn't it? You know, I mean, obviously Trevor will be pumping the hell out of it, and it'll have the logo, and people who walk by will be like, oh look, Buzzing Bar, let's go and have one in there. So yeah, I think it's got more chance of success than most of the others. Yeah, it's just flooding. That's the problem at the moment. Did you like that, Sam? Sam was he gave me the idea, actually. We still haven't acted on some of the things on your email, Sam. It's not because we're being lazy or ignoring them. We're just time. It just, you know, time is a killer. Okay. So lots of comments coming in now. Damon, nice. Sam, yeah, what did you think of that music? Was that I've actually been in the Holiday Inn in Beijing, the big one that's kind of halfway between the airport and the main downtown Beijing, and I was in an elevator, and that music actually came on. That is actually proper elevator music. Right. Okay. I just want to read you an email. Like, do you know, I try to be very polite on this channel, and I try not to swear too much. I have sworn sometimes. I've got angry, but I try not to go off on one, and I try and be polite. And people actually say to me, I get quite a few people say, why are you overcautious? Why didn't you say this? Why are you afraid to say that? And it's not a case of being afraid. It's just a case of it's not, I was going to say I don't want to upset anyone. It's not that either. I don't care if I upset anyone. I think it's my age. I just don't think it's necessary to express yourself in an intelligent way. Not trying to say I'm intelligent. I just don't think it's necessary to be kind of like, you know what I'm trying to say. But I'm just going to read this email out to you. This is actually, the guy wrote a long email to me because he's been watching my channel for our channel now for about a year. And he kind of said to me in a nice way, he said, look, I think you apologize too much and everything. I'll read this out. You guys can maybe give me a bit of feedback and tell me what you think. This is, he was just saying like he told me a few things, but this is the main bit I want to talk about. I'll just read it out what he wrote. But so he gets to a part in the email and he says, I hope that you take this part the right way. So he don't want to offend me, right? But he says, but you apologize to your viewers too often. Let them suck eggs. Stories are too long, too short, not enough, too many, too far-fetched, not exciting enough, too much green screen, too much video in the background, too many still pictures, not enough still pictures. Cut the video when you get a beer. Don't cut the video when you get a coffee. Where's Nat? Where's Nat? Where's Nat? Except for the where's Nat's complaint. Let them suck eggs. Your videos are great, both you and Simon and Nat and poor Dave. I wouldn't care if you shot the videos with a camera wrapped in an old sock. Well, I mean, that certainly is a nice compliment, but I don't know. Do I apologize too much? I don't really think I apologize that much. I just, like I say, I just try and be polite. What are you saying there, Sam? It was great. Yeah, I sent a long email. I don't expect it. Like I say, Sam, it's just time. It's some great idea. Particularly about the memberships. We've actually now removed the silver membership because we just haven't got time to do members live only streams. So we're going to add some other stuff in there that we can do. So we've just got the bronze and the gold membership now. Okay. What's Richard saying? Your focus is failing, or maybe your internet strength. Yeah, it's probably it comes and goes. As long as you can hear me, the focus will go and come because it's internet, isn't it? And I'm on Wi-Fi quite far from my from the box. But as long as you can hear, how's it going for everyone else? I mean, it could be your internet, not mine. You know, if you've got a slow, because I've got high speed. What do you call it? Not cable. I forget what they call it. You know, the new way of not copper wire, and I forgot what it's called. Fiber. I've got fiber broadband, right? So I've got the highest you can get in this area. So, you know, I don't know. Maybe it's your end. I'm not saying it is, but it could be your end if everyone else is okay. Okay, Triumph says you're out of focus as well. So there you go. It's obviously mine. I can't do anything about it. All I can do is refresh your page. And if I do that, I'll lose a stream and have to start again. So if it gets really bad, I'll cut it short. But hopefully it'll come back when the you know, it goes and comes back. Doesn't it? I'm watching it as you guys see it on another TV here. And at the moment, it looks fine to me. And I can see the comments down the side there. Damien says, are you sure? I think I heard the same music on one of my 70s porno films. Yeah, maybe Damien. Maybe it's okay. I'll put that up there. Look. Yeah, Richard says picture better now. Yeah, it's on a stream, isn't it? So it's going to come and go. But as long as you can, like, I've got another one set up there. Just because of the so I can see what you guys see. All right, let me put the exchange rates up. I'll do these a couple of times. Put these up, and we'll talk about this policeman who put the plastic bag over the guy's head. Actually, we can talk about that now. Okay, so you've probably all heard about this. So let me just dig out a photograph that I've got for you. I've got so much on here tonight. Let me just. Is that it? No. Yeah. Here we go. Right. So what you can see there, that's a clip from a secretly filmed video clip, and there's a suspect on the floor. They're all policemen. Let me read. There's two stories on this. You probably know about it, but I'm going to read the first one and then the update on it. So it says the police chief says he will fire the policeman involved in the fatal torture of a drug suspect in Nakhon Sawan after a clip showing a man being suffocated with a plastic bag went viral on Tuesday, a day after a provisional police boss vowed to probe the accusation. The 2.44-minute clip shows a man sitting on a chair surrounded by four men in civilian clothes. They are in a room full of desks like one would find at a police station. One of the standing men covers the head of the SEAL man with a plastic bag. They beat him a few times while one of them is wrapping the bag around his neck and trying to keep his head down. Police Chief General Sawat told a briefing on Tuesday evening that he had told the chief inspector to check the clip. If it is authentic, we'll remove them from service pending the investigation. Police General Sawat said. He added the clip appeared to be authentic, which meant a crime had been committed. After they are temporarily removed from service, a panel will be set up to take serious disciplinary action against them. At the same time, a criminal investigation will be conducted for the murder to be handled by his deputy. Initially, we believe 13 men were involved, and all of them will be charged as soon as possible. So they all ran away, and then the update on this is just a short one. This one, the update is runaway cop wanted for alleged murder turns himself in to Chonburi. A police chief who allegedly killed a suspect while in custody has surrendered to police in Chonburi, saying he was just trying to protect society from dangers of drugs. A video showing the police chief allegedly suffocating a suspect with a plastic bag over his head has gone viral, blah, 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 blah. Right, so let's remove that. So what he was doing, apparently, well, what they were doing, he's a big-time drug dealer, and they were trying to get about 2 million baht out of him. They were torturing him. This bag went over his head, and, you know, it was well, they murdered him, basically. But he's handed himself in now, and the only excuse he could give, he was saying, you know, I was doing it to keep drugs off the street. We don't ask, if your motivation is to keep drugs off the street, you don't ask for 2 million baht, do you? Or not ask for it, but, you know, kind of get it by menaces, as it were. Okay, let's get rid of these, that one. And that's the latest today from the Bangkok Post, 27th of the 8th. That's the situation, the numbers, as you say, in Thailand at the moment. I'll leave that up there for a minute and just go back and see what you guys are saying. Brad Huggins, is it? Where's Nat? Fingers and, if you just joined us, fingers and toes crossed. I think Simon will be uploading, is it number 9 tomorrow? Where something happens with a lawyer and Dave, because Dave got his lights punched out last week, didn't he? By Jason. Martin Hodgins, I agree with Peter. No need for bad language. You're just being polite. Okay, thanks for that. Damien, yeah, we read that one. Peter pick the old ones, those. If, like I always say every time I do a stream, guys, if I miss your If you write something and I miss it, I'm not being ignorant or ignoring you, not at all. I go out of my way to try and answer every single, not everybody does every single comment, but sometimes they start to go fast. If I'm doing a story, I miss it, and then, you know, it's hard to find it. So just write it again, and hopefully I'll pick it up the second time. People are saying camera's good now. That's good. Okay. Right. Okay. I believe you, Damien. All right. There we go. Right. Everyone else saying crystal clear. Okay. Yeah. Tilt. Another suicide by plastic bag. I know what you mean by that. Let me get rid of that. Done that. I just got to put that up for a minute, as always, guys. Right. What do I want to talk to you about next? Okay. So it's over 200 people. So I'll mention this now. Right. I made a mistake last week when I made a video. I'm doing a mini series of videos for newbies, and people write to me and they say, oh, what's the point? We can't go back to Thailand. But believe it or not, there's a lot of guys who write to me who have never been to Thailand. And what's happening is, if you know, everybody looks at YouTube, some Thai video pop up in their suggestion list for some reason. Most of them don't know why. And some of these guys, they start watching videos. I think, oh, this is quite good. I like watching this. They subscribe. I don't just mean me. It could be Trevor. It could be NDTV, myself, anybody. But I do get guys write to me and say, look, hey, I've never been to Thailand. I used to go to Mexico, or I've been to Nicaragua, but Thailand looks cool. I'm planning to go there. I've learned a lot from your video clips. So I thought, right, I'll do I'm not replacing other clips, but I'm still doing the stories, and the Nat and Dave's coming. But I thought, for those guys who are newbies who have never been to Thailand, I thought, right, well, what I'll do a mini series of just advice, really. So I did one that was really popular, 20 things not to do in a go-go bar, you know, tips in a go-go bar, how not to get ripped off and all that. And that went down a storm. People liked that. So then I thought I'd do one, and I named it. It was called 20 Common Lies That Thai Bar Girls Tell You. Now, the mistake I made, whenever I made videos like this in the past, I'd start the video off and I'd explain, look, I'm not talking about all Thai girls, whatever it was, and I'd explain where I was coming from, and then I'd go into the video. But the mistake I made was I did it at the end, and I got a lot of flack from people. So what happened is, I did this video, 20 Lies That Bar Girls Tell You, and I wasn't trying to be sort of like explain them, like say, oh, they're all nasty, they're all liars. Not at all. No. What it was, I was just saying, look, if you're a new guy and you head off to Bangkok, you go into a go-go bar, you've never been there before, you'll hear these common lies, they're white lies almost, and you know, this is what they'll say to you, and this is what it actually means. And even guys who've been going out there for years, some guys said to me, look, oh, I forgot about that, you know, I learned from that. But it was just, you know, it was for fun. It was a little bit of education for those newbies. And I'm going to do another one, Tricks of the Mama Sands. I've done the tips for the go-go bar. I've now done 20 lies that Thai bar girls tell you. I'm going to do one based around Mama Sands, trips and tips rather. And I started getting a lot of flack. People were sending me messages like what they were doing. They were watching this video, and I was saying, you know, I can't remember all of them now, but I was sort of explaining, if a girl says this to you, actually she means this, and you know, she says that this a lie because she's actually doing that. And I was telling guys to educate them. That's what it was, to educate them, and a little bit of entertainment as well. But towards the end of the video, when I finished, I was like, well, that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Some tips there. I hope it educated. Well, at that point, I now realize a lot of people would have skipped. And I guess as guys who are married to some Thai women, or some guys might have met their girls in a beer bar, something like that. And, you know, some people did get offended by it. And I got at least 10 messages from different guys who said things like, they'd say things like, oh, you know, you're being derogatory to all Thai women, or, you know, one guy wrote to me and he said, oh, you really hate bar girls, don't you? And I'm just trying to find this clip while I'm talking to you. And another guy was like, oh, you put Thai girls down, they're not all like that. And it wasn't anything like that at all. It's not what I meant. And I'm going to show you, right, here we are. Right, so what I've done, because a lot of you guys probably watched that video and you didn't see the end bit where I was explaining about the girls. So if I ever, this is me apologizing again, isn't it? I don't want people to take me the wrong way and think, oh, that guy's anti-Thai, or doesn't like Thai, or got a thing about bar girls, because it couldn't be further from the truth. So if you watch that video and when I said that's it, you went, or you want one of those guys who got a bit offended and thought, oh, this guy's, you know, the little bit at the end where I actually explain how I really feel about it and what it is. I've actually cut that out of that video, and I've got it here. It's a minute long, and I'm just going to play this now. And this is actually how I ended that video. So for the guys who didn't see it and you thought I was being derogatory to all Thai women, I really wasn't. And this is how I ended the video. As I've said in many videos in the past, I'm talking only about bar girls, go-go bars, girls, dancers, and girls who work in massage parlors. No, they're not bad girls. They're good fun. They're great holiday girlfriends. They do what they've got to do. They're a lot of fun, as I say, but they're not girlfriend material, okay? When I speak about these girls, it's all the girls in the entertainment industry who play these kind of games. If you're talking about normal, decent, respectable Thai women, of whom I know a lot, I know friends who are married to them. Simon's married to a Thai lady. They're very decent. They're very, they just wouldn't do this sort of thing. You know, normal, decent Thai women, they're shy. They wouldn't even go back to a room with you. They wouldn't hold hands in public. And in fact, even Thai to Thai, they don't show affection in public. You rarely will you see a Thai couple holding hands in public or even kissing. They just don't do it. It's frowned upon, and all that's done behind closed doors. So, okay. So that's all I wanted to say, because I do realize my mistake. I should have put that at the beginning of the video, then gone into the video, and then anybody who watched it who maybe married a bar girl, you know, and she turned out to be okay, then they would have understand where I was coming from. So hopefully that's cleared all that up now. Okay, right. Let's get. I've printed out about 10 questions that when people send me emails and they ask me questions, some of them are a little bit unusual. They're not the usual sort of thing. What I do is I keep the emails, and I thought today I've got some of these questions that are a little bit different, and I thought I'd read some of these out and just see what you guys thought. But let's just see what's going on in the live chat at the moment. Right. Yeah, everybody's sort of saying that hands handcuffed behind his back, plastic bag. Yeah, but this was actually, there's a big difference with this guy, because he was actually, he was a drug dealer, and he's Thai. He wasn't a foreigner. But I guess you're joking on that one. Mark, every week we get this one. How long is a piece of string? Your guess is as good as mine. Right. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of comments coming in. I can't read all these out because there is a lot about these the plastic bag on the head. Right, let me just do this one really quick. Brandon says, what is your favourite football club, Peter? Mine is obviously Newcastle United. Well, any credibility I might have held with you, Brandon, is just about to go out the window, because I don't actually like football. I know it's unusual for an English guy. I never have liked it. I don't know why. I can see why people like... Well, I did watch the game between the World Cup games, because that's something different, isn't it? You know, I don't really like watching the Saturday league, you know, Manchester playing Leeds, or your town, Newcastle playing whoever. But if it's a kind of World Cup, that kind of thing, or I can't even think of the tournament, something like that, I will watch it, because it does get a bit interesting. But I've never really been into football. I don't know why, and sorry, I don't have a favourite team. Right. Marky Mark says, Peter, yeah, okay, so you already know that. Oh, you've set yourself up now, Brandon. Look, it's all coming in now. Richard said these are football comments, aren't they? Right. Dad says, hi, Peter. Do you think the lawyer off Nat and Dave is Nat's Thai husband? No, it's not. It's not the husband, but there's going to be some twists and turns. I don't know exactly what's going to happen, because Simon scripts it all out. I don't. You know, I'll tell you what, instead of doing this at the moment and before the ladyboy competition later, you might have seen these already, because they are out there, but I thought I'd just share these with you because people seem to like this. I've just dug out some old pictures of Pat Pong. Originally, I tried to find some of Pattaya, but when I did the search, everybody looks for old pictures of Pattaya, and you can put all the decades, 60s, 70s, 80s. But these are, I'll just whiz through these, and they're interesting. I won't talk too much about them, but these are, yeah, just old Pat Pong pictures. So there you go. One of the earliest scenes of a go-go bar there. Looking at that, from the motorbikes, I had to cut the image. I've seen the motorbikes. I guess that is from the early 70s. And I'm guessing the lady stood there. I don't think she's a bar girl, is she? Probably, I don't know. Right. There's the next one. I love this photograph because, I mean, they were doing real shows back then. Look, she's dressed up, not in a bikini, but she's got, can you see all the headgear on her there? Love it. I'd have liked to have seen that. And then this one here, this guy looks dodgy, doesn't he? Look. Want to buy a second-hand car, mate? Yeah. Okay, and then your typical birthday party, that's still going on, and they all look very, very happy there. Looking at the guy in the middle of the picture, he looks smitten, doesn't he? He looks like he's having a good time. And looking at his mullet haircut and his tash, I'm guessing this one is, what do you reckon from the clothes? The clothes are telling me late 70s, but his haircut and tash is telling me kind of early 80s. I don't know. Maybe, what do you reckon, 78, around that era? Now, this one, I remember this sign. They recently, well, I say recently, a couple of years ago, this sign, there's two of them, were outside King's 1 and King's 2 on the main Patpong 1. They've got rid of them now, but I mean, look at that face. That's a face to die for, isn't it? Go, go, girls, hot stuff for lovers. But they were there fairly recently until, you know, before the pandemic. Yeah, okay, Colin Kelly, I was just reading that there. Right, okay, let's carry on with these. And there's, now that's got to be 60s, hasn't it? I've got a picture of the girl on the right. She doesn't look too happy. There she is there. Now, she looks like she's lost a £20 note and found a £5. She's almost looking, it's a 60s picture, isn't it? Look at the hair and the clothes. She looks, guessing, if I had to guess, I'm thinking she's looking at a crowd of guys thinking, why am I sitting on my own? But yeah, it doesn't look very happy. This one here, this lady, I'm looking at her shoes. I'm guessing this is from, yeah, early 80s. Them shoes are kind of early 80s, aren't they? And that's it. That's it, guys. That's it. No more. I just thought they were quite interesting. I wanted to share them with you. Franco De Rosa, hello, Mr. Peter. Not seen you about you hiding from me. No, not at all, Franco. I now walk about 6 miles a day because I've lost 2 stone and I've upped my exercise. So usual time, usual place. London Chinese Cabby, hi. I didn't see you for a few weeks. You must have been busy. Are you actually, I'm guessing you are actually a taxi driver, are you? Where are you? I'm just trying to find your comment on here. I've seen it on the other screen. Where are we? Yeah, yeah, London Chinese Cabby. Yeah, there's a picture of a cab there. You're a cab driver, aren't you? You drive a black cab. Yeah, you thought it was about 1983. Yeah, it's quite easy to identify the photographs up to a kind of period, isn't it? Within a sort of 3-4 year period because of the clothes, the haircuts, that sort of thing. Right, let's see what else we're doing now. I've got quite a bit of stuff here. Should I get the beer or no? We'll give that 10 minutes. Okay, let me read a few of these questions. I won't do them all now. Okay, look, London Chinese Cabby. Yes, Peter, in London. Yeah, my mother lives in London. I don't actually know your name. It just says London Chinese Cabby. She lives in a rough area. I think it's a rough area. It's Haringey. Do you know Haringey? Near Turnpike Station. I mean, I sit in a lounge and I can see double-decker buses going by. It's a kind of a Turkish area. It's nothing against Turkish people. I just don't like the area. Oh, right. Mr. Poloska, I can say Poloska. I can't say the rest of it. You've got to watch next Saturday. Tomorrow's Nat and Dave. Next Saturday, I've got 3 stories. You must try to listen to the first one. It's a guy. I put the photographs up in last week's stream. I haven't got them anymore. He's in a jail. He's in a high security jail in Southeast Asia. It's a hellhole. It's not in Thailand, but his story is about Thailand. Try to listen to it because just listen what he says about Thailand, and you won't want to go anywhere else, honestly. Hi, Francesca. You're up early again. I'm guessing your son is needing feeding. Haven't seen you for a few weeks. How you doing? Nice to see you in tonight. Right, Siam I am. The old school in me love Patpong. There was a great supermarket there, well, for provisions. If I was in the market, girls, Japanese street neighbor. Right, okay, so you like that, do you? So okay, let me get I've got a Patong here. There we go. We'll get you into the mood tonight. There you go, Patong, Phuket. You like that, so we'll keep that for a while. Yeah, Chayam Phalang. Yes, mate. that's what we were discussing that for quite a while. I think everybody's aware of that one now. Oh, I've heard the girls are delivering takeaway meals to your hotel now. Yeah, I was trying to think of. I was going to say something a little bit naughty there, but I won't say it. But okay, is that all they deliver? Yeah, okay. So London Chinese cafe. Yeah, Zam, excellent Turkish food. Yeah, so you know Harringay, don't you? They've got the big. It's good for shopping there. They've got a good shopping area. But Damon said, I'll put that up. Another 5 minutes yet, Damon. Let me read a couple of these out. Okay, so what these are, guys, these are questions that get sent in to me, and I normally by email, because I've got an email address that you can write to me anytime you want to. There it is there. And what people will do, they'll write to me, and I'm not going to read out the standard stuff like people will say, where's the best hotel to stay in, Sukhumvit, or stuff like that. I'm not going to read that out because every YouTuber and his brother reads that out. But I'll just read a couple of them out, and I'll try to answer these questions as honestly as I can. And okay, so this is, funny enough, this is from a guy called Peter. I won't read second names out. I'm a Peter as well, right? But okay, so this is from a guy called Peter, and he starts off his message. He says, Peter, I like your channel, but just wondered why you made so many videos about the bars and the go-go bar scene in Thailand. Yeah, okay, so it's not, why don't I make so many videos about go-go bars and the bar scene and Nana Plaza and all that sort of thing? It's not like I'm a monger, because I'm actually, I'm married, I have a Korean wife. There's a few reasons. I think the biggest reason is I think a lot of people on the channel, they want to hear of these stories. They want to know about this stuff. I've had Western women write to me calling me a sex fiend and saying I'm encouraging sex tourism. I'm the scum of the earth. I should be hung, drawn and slaughtered. All this sort of thing. But that's not what I'm about. That's just, it's a big part of Thailand, isn't it? Like some people, they only make, what's the name of the guy's channel? Paddy Doyle. You'll never catch him talking about bar girls or go-go bars or anything like that. He does travel blogs. Chocolate Man in Thailand, is it? He travels around all the provinces. So everybody's got their own kind of style. And because I'm stuck in the UK, I can't go out around Pattaya and stick a camera on Beach Road and say, what a lovely day, can I? I can't ride on a motorbike through the provinces. Well, nobody can now because they've got flipping red, they're all red areas, aren't they? But you know what I'm getting at. So, I'm in the UK and I've got, I'm trying to get my subscribers up like everybody else, keep people entertained. And I've got to do what I think people want to watch. And I'll give you an example. Simon did, Simon very much, he's one of those guys. He said, well, I don't, he's got a Thai family. He's got a Thai wife. He's got Thai children. He lives in Thailand. His wife's family are obviously Thai. They live in a small community. And he said to me a long time ago, he said, well, I don't really want to be associated with the mongering stuff and them sort of bar videos and all the rest of it. And I said, that's fair enough. Leave it to me. I'll do it. But seriously, so we experimented. He did a few videos. So I said, all right, that's fair enough. You go out and do what you want to do. So he's in Thailand. He did a video on a Thai grave ceremony. He did a video on his container factory. He did a video on an apartment block near where he lives, actually near where Francesca lives as well. He did that one. I did something completely different. I did a video on an abandoned airfield, very detailed video, like a documentary. I got all my facts and figures straight. I filmed it. I narrated it. It was liked by a lot of Americans. But the truth of the matter being is all these videos that I've mentioned, they get a few hundred hits. They get a few hundred people looking at them. I think the World War II airfield, it's had about 1,200 viewings, and that's been up for nearly 3 months, 2 months. Whereas one I put up 3 weeks ago, Things You Shouldn't Do in a Go-Go Bar, it's had nearly 80,000 viewings. So that tells me people don't want to look at videos on this channel of old airfields. They want to know about the bars. The other reason is, it's a long answer, isn't it? The other reason is I've seen some really nice videos of guys who live in Thailand, proper travelers, vloggers. They've been riding along. They've stopped their motorbike at sunset. The sun's coming down on a paradise beach. They film it. It's absolutely stunning. There's several videos, and I think this guy must have a lot of subscribers. I go and look, and the guy's got 240 subscribers. He's been going for a year. I don't know why. So, I'm just trying to deliver what people want. Right, before I go into question number 2, I'll do this really quick, and then I'll go and get the beers, and then I'll read out a few more of your comments, because otherwise I'll be frozen like a block. I've got the glass ready. Right, the next one is kind of tied in with this one. It says, Peter, this is from a guy called Jason, funny enough. It says, what does your Korean wife think of the channel based on what I've just said about all the mongering stuff? She doesn't care. She doesn't watch it. She lived in Thailand with me for a number of years. I lived in Thailand for a number of years by myself. She knows what it's all about. We've been married 31 years. If I was going to do anything, I'd have done it, wouldn't I? So she doesn't, you know, she sits upstairs and watches her Korean movies, her Korean dramas. For me, she knows it's a hobby. She knows what I talk about. It really doesn't bother her, not at all. So with that, if you've just joined us, guys, let me just put on this card again. It's great. I try to find the most boring music to put in the background. I'm going to go and get the Cronenbergs, and here we go. This is While I'm Gone. There we are. I could have had a squeaky door, couldn't I? But I'd be emulating another channel then, wouldn't I? So that's just for fun. It's typical elevator music. That's what I'm going to use from now on when I disappear. All right. Let me just get your comments up there. I'll just put that there, what Damon says. I bought 3 out tonight. I don't think I'll drink 3 because I'll probably get a little bit hammered. But one week it went really well and I went on for a bit longer, and I did drink 3, and I looked at it the next day and I thought, Jesus, what did I say? But I was okay. Right, let's see what these are. Right, Damon, there won't be any Thai vloggers left soon as they're all leaving Thailand. There's still a lot there, isn't there? There's I tell you what's really weird. People sort of sometimes, if someone doesn't like one of my videos, like they get offended, like the one I was just speaking about, the 20 lies that Thai bar girls will tell you. You'll get some guys maybe got a Thai girl as a bar girl as a girlfriend. He'll get offended and he'll you know, he'll say to me, it's obvious you're running out of content. That's why you're making these low class videos. And the truth of the matter is, it's really strange because the guys who are actually in Thailand, a lot of them are running out of content because they're in red areas. They can't move about. You can only make so many videos of a look at this bar, look at walking street. You can only do that so many times. And actually, I'm not struggling for content at all because I've got lots of stories sent in now. I've got, I wouldn't say a backlog, but I've got plenty to keep me going. Simon can keep churning out the Nat and Dave videos. Those stories can go on for a long time. We can introduce new ones. We've got the streams. I'm making the Newbie series of videos at the moment. Like I said to you, the next one will be about the Mama Sands. So I've got, you know, plenty of stuff to do. So that couldn't be further from the truth. Right. Let me just put a bit of Sprite on this and I'll read some of your comments out and then we'll do something else. I think we'll have to have the ladyboy competition soon. Right. Okay. Right. Alexander Dupont. Hiya, how you doing? You're just coming a bit late there. Yeah, absolutely, Stuart. I mean, the thing is, you know, if you, like I say, these videos are kind of bonus videos. So I'll put out the stories on one Saturday, the Nat and Dave on the other story, and back to the stories. So it's not like I cut the story and put these videos in their place. What I'll do, the schedule's the same with the videos, and then that one I'll put up on a Sunday. I think 2 Sundays in a row I'll put it up. So if you come and the title says 20 lies that Thai bar girls tell you, you've been going out to Thailand for the last 5 years and you know them already, there's no point in watching it, is there? But I did get quite a few guys who watched the Go-Go Bar one, you know, tips how not to get scammed and all that. And some guys who've been going out there for years, they said, yeah, even I didn't know that. So anyway, that's enough about that. Okay, thanks. I can't pronounce the name. Is it Zamzingo? But I do appreciate your compliment there. Yeah, absolutely. That's the truth of it, isn't it, Alexandra? I mean, we're all missing Thailand. And when we talk about Nana Plaza and Beach Road and the videos I make, okay, they're not, you know, like I say, people sort of say, well, how come you're making all these kind of videos? You're, you know, like you say, you've said it in 2 words there. Right. Okay, what's that? So Brandon says, just do you mate? That is what I learned down the road doing YouTube. People will hate anyway. You shouldn't feel. I don't really have people hate me. I mean, I've had a couple of people who sort of just said, "Oh, I've got to swear now. You're a dickhead," and I'm like, "Oh, just delete it," because I mean, if he'd come out with an intelligent insult, then I could have written back. But he just, you know, name calling. You just delete them. It doesn't mean anything. I don't get people sort of particularly hate me, but I do get people. They feel very strongly that I shouldn't be making them sort of videos, the ones I've just spoken about. And my answer to that is like, they'll say, "Oh, I've just watched your video, 30 minutes of filth. How dare you? You're encouraging sex tourism and all that." And I just write back and I'll say something sarcastic. I'll say, "Look, you know, please ask the guy who's got the gun held against your head to let you go, you know, because you watched it for 30 minutes. Why? It doesn't make sense. If you don't like it, just bugger off and watch somebody else's." Right. Yeah, is that sarcastic, Clive? Thanks for the music. Is that the elevator music? Somebody else there with the music. I can see the porn actors in front of me. That's actually real elevator music. It's called what's it? I think it's called elevator music 1, something like that. That's about the deliveries, isn't it? Girls living girls. Yeah. Oh, you can get away with that. I can't. Right, okay. So just say a quick hi to Ed there. We mentioned you earlier, Ed, because you're off on your way to Crete. I'm sure a few people will come and say hi to you. Nice to see you here. Right. Scott Murray, have you and Steady Eddie ever met up for a pint in Thailand? Not really, because I didn't know Ed until I came back from Thailand. Then we couldn't go back because I started. I'm repeating myself, but I started this channel about 2 years ago when I was in Hua Hin, and I started off by filming Hua Hin and saying, "Look, I'm on the beach." And then I came back and I was stuck in the UK. Ed was stuck in the UK, and we haven't. No, we've never met. I did invite him onto the stream once, but I don't know. I think he's. I know other people have invited him on. He hasn't gone on theirs either, so I'm not offended. It's just some, you know, obviously likes to do his own thing. That's fair enough. Yeah. Okay, Ed. Yeah. Thanks. Right. I did watch your last one, and like somebody else said, I'm looking forward to your vlogs from Crete because I know it's going to be totally different to Pattaya, obviously, but it will be interesting because I haven't been to Crete. I hope you have a good time there, and you'll obviously have heard the good news about Thailand being on the red list now with a 10-day quarantine. Okay, so you get a lot of people say hi to you. Yeah, so there's one from Siam I am. Right, let me carry on with this list because time's cracking on. I haven't had a sip of this beer yet, and then we'll do the Guess the Ladyboy competition. Oh, that is so cold. I'm getting brain freeze, but I got it out just at the right time. Right, okay, a lot of comments, but let me read these out, right? So if you just joined us, these are the questions that guys sort of send me by email, and I've just took a few here, and I'll just read them out, so let's see what you think. This is from a guy called Steve. You seem to make a lot of videos about bar girls, etc. Wondered why you don't make any videos about Thailand's gay scene. Really, there's a simple answer to that because I don't know anything about the gay scene. If you ask me, I could tell you this. In Pattaya, they've got a location called Boys Town, and as far as I know, because I've never been inside it, it's full of gay bars, right? So I can tell you that. In Bangkok, I know, I can't tell you the streets, but I know around Pat Pong there's some soys that specialize in gay clubs, and that's all I know, and that's why I don't make videos about it. If I was single and I was gay, the channel would be about everything gay, but I'm not. I haven't got anything against it. I just don't know anything about gay clubs, so I don't make videos about it. Right, 4. I won't read the names out of people. I'll just read them out. Right, do you think that Thailand will ever get back to normal, especially the entertainment values? He's written in a funny way there. So he's basically saying, do I think it'll ever get back to normal? And this is something that comes up a lot. Of course it will. All the bars that were there when we were last there, they might not necessarily be there, but there'll be new bars. There'll be different names on those bars. As I keep saying, the Thais are very, very resilient. Just look at the tsunami. You know, when we get off the plane with pockets full of cash, they're not going to let us get back on that plane with the cash. They want that cash to go from us into their tills, and they're going to provide the service to get that cash into their tills. And you know, they're very clever, the Thais, at doing that, and that's why we all go there, because they provide a fantastic service. So yeah, it will get back to normal eventually, but what will be normal, I don't know. I think the Chinese are coming into Thailand in a big way. They're laying all the 4G, 5G, whatever it is, down Walking Street. I mentioned this the last time. There's a lot of money gone into the infrastructure in Pattaya, and like Damien mentioned to me last week, you know, there's a car park, big car park being built in Pattaya Coach Park, and you know what's going to happen. They're going to turn around and say, well, you know, if you're going to have all your bars for the foreigners there, our Chinese tour groups, we don't want them seeing this. So when they're standing outside the bars, they're going to have to dress decently. And I think that's the way that area in Pattaya will go. But then places like Tree Town and Soi, Bacau, those sort of places will probably be back to normal. Nana, will it ever die? I doubt it. Soi Cowboy, yeah, it'll be back. Right. What do you miss most about, this is from a woman actually, this is from Helen. What do you miss most about Thailand? Everything, absolutely everything. If you'd have asked me 3 months after back in the UK, I could have been Pacific and named things, but everything. I miss the atmosphere, the food, the bars, the beaches, everything, you know, miserable. Peter, are you planning to retire in Thailand? And if yes, which location? Not sure yet. I don't think I'm going to retire full-time, as in sell up here, move out there 100% full-time, and that's it, bye-bye the UK, because I'm getting older. I might need to rely on the NHS and National Health Service. Let me just say hi to that super chat. I want to catch that. I don't want to let that go. Who was that there? Get that up on screen, and then I'll carry on with these. There we are. Yeah, that's Jam Jar Johnny. Thanks for that, Johnny. That'll buy 4 more of these, by the way. Cheers. Okay. I will get back to some of these interesting comments. Right. Yeah, so as far as retiring, what I'll probably do is downsize my house, and then I'll probably rent a place in Thailand. I'd never buy in Thailand. Rent a place. I don't know, maybe jump to him, maybe Hua Hin. I'm not sure. Maybe spend half my time here and half my time in Thailand. Right. Number 7, is Thailand dangerous for crime? No, not really. It's really safe, actually. There's a few scams go on, but you've just got to keep your head about you and don't do anything stupid. Honestly, I've said this a few times and I mean it. I feel safer walking down Sukhumvit at 3-4 o'clock in the morning than I do in my market town where I live here at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. And I mean that. It's very safe, just a few scams. Right, 8. Do you think many guys pick up ladyboys by mistake? This one's come up before. Maybe initially. I don't think they maybe meet a ladyboy, and after they've having a drink with them, they think, oh, hands look a bit big, feet looks a bit big. What's that bulge down there? That looks even bigger than. Yeah, I mean, there might be a bit of that going on, but when the guy gets to the stage that he invites her back to his hotel room for more drinks, if you get my drift, no, there's no mistakes going on there. They know exactly what they're doing. You know, the ladyboy culture of Thailand is such a big thing. It's accepted in Thailand. This is one of the things. It's so accepted, and they're not just in the entertainment industry. Ladyboys are in every industry. You know, you'll find them in working in shopping malls, nail bars, hairdresser, everywhere. They're not just. It's a small percentage, and a lot of guys from around the world who are into that sort of thing, they go to Thailand for that. And hey, you know, each to his own. If that's what they're into and everyone's happy, then why not? Right, number 9. I'll just answer this really quick because I touched on it earlier. Will Simon continue the live streams later? Not sure. He's busy. It certainly won't be for a while. 10. What do you hate the most about being stuck in the UK? Not really too much. I mean, the only thing I really hate is that I can't get back to Thailand. But I hate the fact that it's taken so long, 2 years. You know, it's painful, isn't it? And all the thing that's going on with Osiris, and it's just been a stressful 2 years for everybody. Marriages are breaking up. People are bored. They don't know what to do with themselves. They're drinking too much. They're eating too much. And it, you know, it's not too bad for me because I've got a family here, a young daughter. My eldest has moved out now. And my Korean wife, although she spends all the time in the bedroom watching Korean dramas. But for guys like Ed, who lives on his own, I presume you live on your own, Ed, then yeah, it must be dreadful. You must be, you know, climbing the walls. Just a couple more on these and we'll move on. Is the food safe to eat in Thailand? Yes, definitely. No problems there. Right, 12. How much should I budget a day in Bangkok? Well, that's like how long is a piece of string. If you're going to buy your beers from 7-Eleven and sit on a step drinking them, watching everybody go and buy, you can budget yourself a couple of $100 a day. But if you're going to go on a proper holiday, if you know what I mean, realistically, let me try and answer it. If you stay in a budget hotel, you paid for your hotel, you paid for your flight, all on your credit card before you went. So you got to eat at least twice a day. You're probably going to have half a dozen drinks, if not more. You probably want some female entertainment 3 times a week, 3, 4, no more than that. You're probably looking at about anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 a day, maybe a little bit more if you want to do a bit more. But it's a very difficult one to judge because you know, everybody's different. Personally, myself, if I go there, not a lot really. Once the hotel's paid for, I'll pay 2,000-3,000 baht a day will do me. If I go on a wild night out with Simon, we do cowboy and Nana, and you know, we're buying drinks all over the place. I've done as much as 5,000-6,000 a night, but that certainly isn't the norm. That isn't a normal for me. Okay, taxi to Lao. I've only seen Chinese in very large groups talking loudly. Yeah, well, that's quite common everywhere around the world, isn't it? I'll put that there, Paul. Okay. Adrian Smith, have you heard of the expression playing the short game and playing the long game? It would be good to do a video in your series about what signs to look for if a woman is playing games. Yeah, I kind of touched on it. I have got, if you go way back on my videos, I started off doing a lot of them sort of videos, you know, 20. I did one in the early days, 20 signs that your girlfriend could be an ex-bar girl. She is a bar girl, because some guys go out there and they'll meet a girl in a shopping mall in Pattaya, for instance. You know, they go shopping as well, don't they? And I think because they met her, you know, in a shopping mall, then she's automatically not a bar girl, which, and that give you some tips what to look out for. What's this now? Whatever the bar girl say, handsome man, sit down, please. Okay, right. Let's do the ladyboy competition. So I've made it a bit more interesting this week. If you haven't played this before, what this is, and I'll say thanks to Marky Mark again, because he did the original idea. I've got to find where the answers are now. There we are. Right, got the clipboard as usual set up. Get rid of these questions now. Right, what this is, I'm going to show you a series of 15 or 16 photographs. And some of them, I've made it easier this week because the first one was hard, wasn't it? Even I couldn't get that. They were Marky Mark's pictures. These I got myself. But what it is, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. I'm going to show you 16 pictures. There's at least 5 women. And what you do, you just got to make a note of the ones that you think are real women. So what I've done this time, I've put numbers on them and I've turned it into a video, because the last time I did it, I was clicking each image one at a time, and I couldn't really talk while they were on. It was kind of silence is gold, and it was a bit boring. So what I've done this time, excuse me, I've so the 16 images, but I've put them into a video with a little bit of background music. So I'm going to run this. I can't talk because when a video is played, it mutes the microphone. So I'll run this. Just get your pen and paper or whatever you use, or your Word document, or maybe you've got a good memory, and just try and remember. And what the competition is, I want to know the numbers of the real ladies, the ones that aren't toys. Okay, so here we go. I'll start this video now. It's only about a minute long. Wow, there you go. Okay, so talking about the bars and memories and wanting to get back to Thailand, doesn't that music just take you there, that Isan folk music? Okay, so what I'll do is I'll wait for these. I'll wait for the answers to come in. And okay, some people are saying like 12 is definitely a lady boy and 14 as well, but that's not the way to answer. What I want to know is which ones, the winners will be the guys who actually guess how many women are in it, which women are in it. So you'll say like number 1, 2, and 3, whatever you think it is. Right, let me just see what Brandon said there. Not quite, Brandon. You're a long way off there. So I will. What I'll do, I'll tell you who they are, and I'll run the video again to the end. Javier says, you got a couple right. Right, remember, it's not who are the lady boys, it's which one are real women. Krypton Rocketeer. I'm just looking at my list. No. I'm surprised you guys are getting these wrong. Right, real women. Okay. Crypto Rocketeer. You got one or two, but not many. Siam I am. No, you haven't got them either. Have you got any of them? No, you haven't got any of them. See, you put no, yeah, not one. You don't know your lady boys. That's understandable. Right, Digital Crab, real women are. Okay, you've got yeah, you got one or two, but you haven't got them all. You see, when I run the video at the end, I can't talk over it because it mutes it. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to tell you the numbers of the real women. You make a quick note of them, get a pen or something handy, and then when I run the video again, you can see which ones are the real women. Right, Clive Parker says, play it again, didn't understand the rules. Right, shall I play it again or not? Because if I play it again, I'm going to have to play it a third time, because the first time is to show you and you got to guess, and the second time was going to be to show you the answers. But if some of you want me to run it again and then again with the answers, I will do. Let me just give it a... Robert G said 10, then I stopped. Right, okay, so your answer isn't completely right. The person who have it right is a person who gets all of the women, just the women, okay? Right, Clive Parker says, yeah, he wants to see it again. I'll just give it another 30 seconds. Paul wants to see it again. So you realise, don't you, if I play it again, I'm going to have to play it again when I play the answers. But it's no problem because the music's nice, isn't it? Right, okay. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to make it too easy. Who's that? Adrian Smith says... need to hear their voices and the size of their hands. No, but if you're a seasoned traveler to Bangkok or Pattaya, you should have earned your stripes by now. And those images, there should be something about something in the picture that said, oh yeah, that's definitely a female, or it's a ladyboy, right? So, okay, by right, Marky Mark. Oh, Marky Mark, you should know your ladyboys. No, how many did you get right? Did you get any right? You did get one or two right, not all. Right, I'm going to play it again. A lot of people saying play it again. Davey boy, no, way out. Right, second chance, okay? You can give the answers again if you got it wrong the first time. I'll play it again, but I can't. The mic will be muted. Just write down the ones you think are ladies. And I'll let it at the end of it. I won't cut it off straight away because obviously somebody missed the end of it. So here we go. Okay, I don't want to talk too soon because some people missed the end of it. Right, there we go. Right, okay. Let's go down to... I might miss a few of these comments, guys, because we're concentrating on the competition at the moment. I want to see who's... Right, the new answers coming in. Right, Crypto Rocketeer. No, you're wrong. When I say you're wrong, it doesn't mean every one of them is wrong. It just means you haven't got all the right answers, okay? I don't know where to start from now, which are the new ones. Okay, let's start from Javier Lopez. Right. Right, you're very close, but you haven't got them all, Javier. Jamie. No, you haven't got Jamie. Damon, behave. Wayne. I'm surprised. No, you guys are getting some of them, but not all. There hasn't been one. What's Matthew Cartwright saying? No, Matthew, you did well, but you haven't got them all right. I haven't got one right answer yet. And what's John saying? John McGriff. No. I'll put that up there. Okay. Right, who's that? Gord on the Rock. No. Okay, so I'll give you a clue because that's a good question there, right? Okay, I'm going to give you a clue because we're going to move on soon. Where is it? He says, right, somebody's just asked how many of them are actually women, right? So I'll give you a clue. There's 5 pictures that are real women in there. I'm not running it again, only when I tell the answers, okay? Right, what does Richard say? Oh, looking cool. Right, we have a winner. I'm going to display the answers now. Nobody else has got right. A lot of people coming close. The only winner is Richard. So the real women Do you want to make a note of this? Because I'm going to run it yet again. And now you'll know the answer. So the real women are number 3, number 5, number 10, number 13, and number 16. Okay, I can't talk when the video's on again because it mutes it. Okay, have you made a note of that? Just before I go into that, I do want to give a quick shout out to a couple of people. I should have done this at the beginning, I forgot. I want to say hi to Noel. Noel is a blind man. He watches the channel religiously. He works for his local county council. He sends me the odd email. I know he loves the videos and the streams, and he likes a shout out now again. I gave him one on Wednesday when I did the lunchtime one. But Noel, if you're out there, I know you can't see what we're doing, but I hope you're enjoying the competition. I know you can't see the ladyboy pictures, but I hope you're getting into the spirit of it, and I hope you're enjoying the stream. The other person I wanted to say hi to was Wes Appleyard. Wes is a guy, he comments on a lot of videos. I wanted to say hello to your partner as well, Wes, but I couldn't find her name on Facebook. You invited me to join your Facebook page. I don't generally use Facebook now because I've got a few idiots used it to kind of troll me because they can't get away with it on YouTube, but they can on Facebook. So that's why I didn't. It's nothing personal, but I do appreciate you, Wes. You're on the channel quite a lot and you do leave a lot of comments. Okay, right. So let me run this video one last time, the third time, and I hope you've all made a note of this now. Number 3, number 5, number 10, number 13, and number 16. These are real women. The rest are ladyboys. Okay, that was a lot of fun, wasn't it? Let me just turn this heater off. It's getting cold. Like last year, I kept bending down for the infamous heater there. So there you go. Look, I've got 2 weeks until I do the next stream. If you enjoy that, it took me quite a long time to set that up because I had to size all the pictures and obviously change the numbers and do it in a graphics program. I didn't have anything better to do today. Sad that, isn't it? But if you enjoyed that, let me know, and I'll try and come up with another at least another 15 next week, because I'm really surprised only one of you got it. I left Richard's answers on there, which was really good because when it was going through, you could actually see. But there you go. Well done, Richard. No prizes, I'm afraid. No, I can't find your comment to take it off. I'll put somebody else's up. Right, let's have a look what else you guys are saying. I didn't say anything. Okay. Hooray, I picked a girl, says Paul. It's not always easy. I thought number 12 was a slam dunk, as you put it. See, I mean, that one was so obvious. Okay, right. Just okay. Yeah, right. Okay, let's move away from this now. Just seeing what else. Right. Let's do another story. Right, I've done that. Oh, let me just plug this book again for Andrew. As I said, I did this at the beginning of the stream. I'm not getting any commission or any favors or anything for it. Sometimes we talk about books about Thailand that you find in the airport, and I've heard of Andrew Hammond. He's a writer. He's just brought a new book called Get Me Out of Here, and there's a link to that book. It's a clickable link. He's traveled around the world. It's about his tales of kind of coming unstuck and things that have happened to him. But he spent a couple of months in Pattaya. And he gives you his experiences of a 2-week millionaire, but over a couple of months, actually, soy bacao and all that sort of thing. So I thought I'm simply giving him a plug just to help him out, because it's a book about, some of it's about Thailand, and I like to help people out with a plug if I can. Right, so we're done. Okay, here's a quirky little picture story, and I've got a picture of this one. So let me find the picture. Only in Thailand, this. Right. I've got so many pictures in. I've got to try and find the right one here. Have I got a picture of it? Oh, I haven't got a picture of this one. Right. Yeah. Let me just I can't get rid of this comments because I've got so many here now. I've lost them. Let me just try and. There we go. Right. Okay. So this is let me just change this picture while I'm at it as well, because it gets boring. I actually like this one in Pattaya. It's a daytime scene. Right. Okay, daytime scene there. Keep that for a few minutes. Right, so this is a strange one. They're setting up these field hospitals. So obviously the regular hospitals can't cope with the capacity, the numbers who are getting infected. So what they've done, they've set one up at Don Mueang Airport. They're all over the country actually, and they've got capacity of up to 1,800 people. So these people, when they find that they're infected with a vaccine, then they stick them in these huge field hospitals. And this is a bit of a quirky story I read today. I got this. This was from the Tiger, by the way. So the title of this one, it says, "Field hospital raided after reports of patients doing drugs and having group sex," as you do. Right. Police raided a field hospital in central Thailand after reports that the COVID-19 patients were doing drugs and having orgies. It's unbelievable, isn't it, really? Sorry, laughing there. A staff member at the field hospital in Samat Prakan, just southwest of Bangkok, told police that patients engaging in group orgies and getting into fights were some patients were getting injured. I mean, that's unbelievable, isn't it? Sounds like a lot of fun, though. Okay. Right. Cheers, everyone. Hopefully brightening up your Friday night a little bit. Okay. How long have we been going now? 1 hour 34. All right. Let's get back into the chat. So Dad says, well done, Richard. Yeah. Richard, you know. Yeah, Richard, you certainly know your lady boys. I'm beginning to wonder now. Maybe it's because you know your women. We were laughing. I was laughing with someone, Damon, the other week there, because when we did the first, I don't know why Alex, I don't know why they've hidden your comment. Let me just show that. There you go. Right. Okay. Where were we? Never been. Yeah, the Ralph. Never been to Thailand, but if I do, note to self easy on the liquor. No, I've said in a few, Ralph. I've said in a few videos. Well, you know, when I make these, not only me, other YouTubers as well. 20 scams you get in Thailand, the jet ski rip-offs, and all this sort of thing. It's really safe in Thailand. It's a great country. It's probably one of the safest countries. You know, people around here who've never been to Southeast Asia, they'll ask me because they know I go, and they say, why do you go to Thailand? Why not the Philippines, or why not Laos, or wherever? And I say to them, you know, because Thailand, it really has got it all. You know, you've got great infrastructure, definitely. Great transportation. The people are friendly. The food is great. The beaches are fantastic. The entertainment and the nightlife is great. You know, you can go on a real cheap Charlie budget, or you can live it up in a near on 6-star hotel. There isn't anywhere else like it in the world. And yeah, you can't compare it to places like the Philippines. I've been to the Philippines. The Philippines has got good points about it, but it hasn't got what Thailand's got about it. And Ralph, if you are planning to go there, don't be put off by anybody's YouTube videos about I got scammed in Thailand, anything like that. People make them because they are informative, but it's not like that happens every day. I mean, it's safe. It's very safe. Paul Hoskins says, is the music getting faster? Yeah, it's a Nissan, so I can't tell you what it's called because it's in Thai, and it starts off quite a fast pace. I'm just smiling because I've got my usual 2 thumbs down. I've got 2 guys every week, every video and every stream. As soon as it starts, they'll give me the thumbs down. It's always these 2 guys. It's the same 2. Must be somebody I've upset. Ramazza says, all the lady boys are more attractive than my... That's what I was going to say. I was actually beginning to tell you something. I forgot. Getting old, you see. I was talking to Damon last week, and we were saying when I did the last lady boy competition, it was really surprised the amount of people who came out and said, well, when in Rome, you know, what's wrong with it, and all that sort of thing. People were like, well, coming out of the closet, as it were. Yeah, Darren said, got most of them, good fun. Yeah, okay, Darren. So, all right, guys, you seem to like that. It was a bit quirky there with a bit of Isan folk music on the end. So what I'll do, I'll try to sort it out, some more pictures next week, and I might do maybe a similar competition, but think of some different kind of pictures, because, you know, like I said, when I did the competition where I picked out 20 bars in Pattaya, and the competition was name the street that this bar was on, well, of course I didn't take into account some people haven't been to Thailand. I've actually got a lot of people who watch this channel who have never been to Thailand, but they're planning to go after everything's all right. So, right, what is that? Andrew Hammond says, what's that? So close, 4 out of 5. Right, you've got another comment there, Andrew. Where was that? I did see that. Yeah, but you're just sick, Damien. You know that. No, it was fun. Right. Okay, few private conversations going on here again. Where are we now? Okay, everybody's talking about that ladyboy competition. Trying to look at something new here. Right, what's this? Right, Richard, I have been to Pattaya many times. I think you were meant to say. So I guess I can tell. Yeah, okay, yeah. Spent too much time on Soy 6/1. Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah. So Andrew, the guy who's written the book. So obviously some people do know him. Let me. Some people said I say sorry too much. I'm a bit apologetic. What's Christopher Doyle saying there? I've seen it on that screen. I've got to try and find it here. He's saying there, some of them I would drop the hand to make. All right. Right. The only problem with drinking beer is if you drink enough of it, it goes through you. So for the third and hopefully final time tonight, I'm going to give you some of this. I don't like keep doing that, but the thing is, because I'm drinking beer, I need to go to the loo sometimes. So I used to, before I had that, I used to be like 20 minutes before the end of the stream, I'd be sitting here with my legs crossed, like bursting, but I didn't want to get up. But now I can play that lovely music and get up and I'm putting the heater on again. Right, okay. Still 200 in. Let's see what everyone's saying. Nick Franco. Traffic is the unsafe part of Thailand, but not that specific to just Thailand. Yeah, you just got to take care, Nick, haven't you? I mean, it's not. I wouldn't say it's super dangerous. It's more dangerous on the highways. You know those. Do you remember those? Those Toyota minibuses that go from Bangkok to Pattaya and Hua Hin? You can pay. They're shared, so you pay maybe a couple of $100 and 7 other people are in there. They pay a couple of $100. And they used to have a hell of a lot of accidents. People got killed, some serious injuries because those guys, the more trips they do in a day, the more money they make. And they've really clamped down big time on them now. I wouldn't have got in one before because they just drive like madmen. But they've really the government's clamped down on them now because too many tourists were getting injured or killed. Yeah, we did that one. Okay, let me. Right. Okay. I've got all these stories left. Okay. Here, Thailand has proposed, so a little bit of good news, right? So Thailand has proposed easing restrictions covering restaurants and the curfew in 29 dark red zones provinces, including Pattaya and Bangkok. And I think they're going to follow this on with some bars. So what they're saying is it's not set in stone yet, but it's a proposal. They're saying under the proposal, air-conditioned restaurants will be permitted to open at 50% capacity, while outdoor dining restaurants can open at 75% capacity. In addition, the curfew in the dark red zone will begin 1 hour later and run from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. The date of its easing has not yet been set, but it's likely to be when the current lockdown extension expires on August 31st. It's getting really complicated, isn't it? I mean, yeah. And there's another little story here. Thais are forging the Cyrus test certificates so they can take sick leave and get paid. So the Ministry of Public Health on Tuesday warned people against forging Cyrus tests in order to avail of leave or insurance, as it could be treated as a crime. The Director General of the Department of Medical Sciences said that there had been cases of Cyrus 19 test report forgeries. He mentioned the case of a factory worker who wanted to be paid for sick leave by claiming he was infected. His employer did not believe his claim and sought the test report. He asked him for the test report and he gave him a forged one, basically. Okay, So we're nearly done on them. A couple more later on. So still 200 in. If you've just joined us, welcome. Is there anything I want to mention a second time for those of you who just come in? Right, if you haven't been in too long, I'll just say this again. If you're a fan of the Dave and Nat animations, I'm pretty sure the episode 9 will come tomorrow, because I spoke to Simon. He's perfectly well now, and he's working on it as we speak. And hopefully it'll go. I look forward to them as well, because I don't know what the storyline is, and they're quite good, aren't they? He puts on an American accent, and that winds up some Americans. You know, they'll write back and say, "Who the hell is Forrest Gump in there?" You know, but you know, he can only do what he can do, couldn't he? Right. Okay, it's Andrew. Thank you for the kind comment. That's to Junior Bay. 15 minutes left now, guys. I think I'll work on these comments, see what you guys are talking about. Let me just check. Make sure, because I've got I do a lot of planning on these live streams, and it takes time to load all this stuff in, and I don't want to miss anything. What's that one? Oh, we did that one. Yeah, I think I've pretty much done these now. Right. I'll put these up again. Yeah, it's weird, the exchange rate. Somebody said to me they thought the pound would be 50 baht to the pound by Christmas, and I was kind of thinking that as well. But the exchange rate today, the baht has actually gone up against all the currencies. Not very much, but it is creeping up. Last week it had gone up against, say, half to 3/4 of the currencies, but there isn't any currencies that aren't affected this week. These are taken today. I took these this afternoon, and as I say, the Thai baht has kind of crept up a little bit again. It's still very good, but you know, obviously not as good as it was years ago. All right. Okay, so here's a little bit more positive now. No, I've got a photograph of this one. Yeah, this is a positive one. I've just got to match this up to the photograph. Probably won't be able to find it now. Right, there we go. Right. That's a way it got to work, isn't it, with the oxygen tank next to him? But this one says, so the title on this, it says, Thailand is preparing for life with the Cyrus, with preliminary plans being drawn up to relax some restrictions and reopen its borders to vaccinated visitors, even as new cases hover around 20,000 a day. The National Disease Committee on Monday approved a shift in the country's strategy to learning to live with COVID, or the Cyrus. Recognizing the nature of the Cyrus, according to the Director General of the Department of Disease Control, among the proposals are easing some lockdown rules next month and planning of a tourism reopening project in October based on a pilot project in Phuket. Other planned measures weren't announced. So that's a positive one. And this last one I'll read to you. That this isn't so great. The Pattaya Move On program has been delayed from its original commencement date of September 1st. So, you know, they were going to try and emulate the sandbox that they're doing in Phuket. They were going to try and do the same thing in Pattaya, but apparently it's not happening at the moment because cases remain high. Very briefly, it says a travel scheme aimed to draw foreign tourists back to the famous seaside resort like the Phuket Sandbox program. The Tourism Authority of Thailand revealed that the program will not go ahead on September the 1st as the private sector expected, but could take off in October instead. The Deputy Governor also said that TAT expected the program to attract Russian tourists as foreigners vaccinated with Russia's Sputnik vaccine are being allowed to travel to Thailand. Yeah, so a lot of Chinese and a lot of Russians. So, but unfortunately, it's delayed. Is it? It's just not happening at the moment. And there's nothing any of us can do about it. We're just going to have to sit it out and hope for the best. Right, we haven't got too much longer, so let's see what all you lot are saying now. Okay, what's that? You've broken the seal, Peter. What seal is that, Mazza? Seal? That's a bit cryptic. I don't know what you mean by that. Dave Andrew, call center music when you phone the banks or energy supply. Yeah, do you know what? I know that's meant as a joke, but something that really winds me up at the moment is all these companies. I don't know about where you come from, but in the UK, they're using the pandemic as an excuse for really bad service. So you phone up these companies and you get, I'm not exaggerating, you get kept on the, you've got to talk to this company, this energy company, or your bank, maybe not the bank, yeah, the bank as well. And you'll be on hold for 1 hour, 40 minutes. I'm not joking. Honestly, I had to call my bank. I put it on speakerphone and I was making a video. And when you complain, you say, look, you know what, an hour, 40 minutes, it's the same excuse as, oh, you know, there's delays because of the pandemic. And a lot of it's rubbish, right? I buy a lot of things off eBay, and I'm having a whinge now. A lot of things I buy off eBay, sometimes they don't get to you by the expected delivery or the advertised delivery date. And I'm not talking about a day, I'm talking about maybe 4 days. And I'll write to the seller and say, look, where is it? It hasn't come yet. And they're like, oh, we're very sorry. We believe Royal Mail is delayed because of the pandemic. And it's absolute rubbish. Royal Mail are spot on. You know, the deliveries are very good. So that, you know, just having a personal gripe there, that's, I know that was a joke. You said call center music when it is call center music, but that is a real, it's a personal hate of mine at the moment. You know, these companies saying, oh, it's because of the pandemic. Right. Damien, Damien, I'm going to clear this up now. I'm never going to do this, never. And if you just come in, you don't know what this is. Damien, he said to me, he said, what you want to do, you know, Ed Sweeney does his door bit, doesn't he? So when he goes out to get his pork pies, you hear this squeaky door. And so people relate to that now. When he gets up, people will write his squeaky door time. And what Damien said I should do, he said I should get a metal bucket and put it in the corner out of sight, get a washing up liquid full of water, and say, I've just got to go to the loo and squeeze it into this metal bucket so it's so loud. But I'm not going to do that. What's that? Pesky knows you're like a cheeky kid when you put the elevator on. I love it. It just tickles me pink. I mean, it's like, yeah, it's just so corny music, but it brings a smile to my face. I'm easily pleased, you know. Do you not like the elevator music then on there? When I first heard it, I thought I've got to get this on this. I think it's brilliant. I haven't really gone for a Cronenberg, but there you go. Right. What does this say now? From the roll. Just from videos and most streams, Thailand looks like it can be a nice place. Not at the moment, though, Ralph. Give it some time. It's more than a nice place. It's a great place, but we've got to, you know, they're suffering like the rest of us. Yeah, Richard, for sure. But they have, the government has cracked down on them, as I say. They're you know, they're a lot better now. John, what about June or July of 2022 to get back to Thailand? Oh, John, don't, that depresses me. I'd like to think we'll get back sooner than that. I mean, I think I mentioned a few months ago. Let me just have a quick cheers. I think I mentioned a few months ago. I was betting on. I was hoping to get out there for November because there was a lot of talk about, you know, they were going to open up in November. And I was kind of thinking, this is it. It's happening now. You know, as long as I get the certificate, I can get on a plane, go out there. There'll be some bars open. We can have some fun. And I thought it was happening. But honestly, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to be Mr. Doom and Gloom. I just can't see it happening until spring of next year properly, that is. I don't think it'll go on as long as June or July. That's a long way off, isn't it? Right. No, Daz, that's far too long. 2023. They'll die, you know. I mean, the thing is, tourism, it isn't their biggest, it doesn't bring in the most money to the country, but it is a very big proportion of their EDP. You know, they export a lot of rice as well, don't they? What's this, man? Joe's Farini, is it? One thing I found to be very good in Bangkok was the internet. It was much better than my local connection in the UK. It's funny you should say that because I was speaking to Simon and he lives out. He's in Bangkok, but he's about on the SkyTrain. He's about half an hour away from Sukhumvit. And I was on normal copper cabling and I was getting about 5 megabytes a second. I thought it was all right. And then I went on to the high speed one and I can get 45, is it megabytes a second? Something like that. 45 is the number anyway. And I phoned up Simon and said, oh, this is great, really fast. UK is really coming on now. It's 45 megabytes a second. And he said, that's nothing. I get 800. I was like, come on, 800. It's impossible. And he showed me, he'd done a screen sharing session with me on Zoom, and we did a speed test on his internet. He was getting 800. I mean, puts us to shame. Right. Stuart Wright says there'll be riots if nothing happens till 2023. Various forms. What's that? The Ralph says the restrictions. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll have to just sit it out and see. But we've still got over 200 in. So if you've not been in too long, what's this now? Nick Frankel says Forrest Gump should have gone to Pat's instead of getting hung up on Jenny. Yeah. You're talking about the voiceover, that Simon's American voiceover, aren't you? Oh, Richard, you've got a flight booked for November 2021, but at the moment it's not looking good. Yeah, well, you know, you can't be blamed, can you? I mean, we all thought that. Like I just said to you, I thought November. Luckily, I haven't bought a ticket, but I was kind of planning to. Yeah, just to rub salt into your wounds is what you're missing. Right, what's this now? Sorry, T. Bligion, last post of yours, crazy. It's taboo in 2000. Yeah, okay. Some of your comments, so I've done all the Ladyboy competition. I've read out all these bits and pieces and stuff, but, you know, sometimes just for the last sort of 5-10 minutes, I do like to go through all your comments because, you know, when you're talking constantly and you can't really, and doing all these Ladyboy competitions and stuff, you can't really concentrate too much on what you're saying, just the odd one, but I like to really get into them. And that's what I'm doing now. All right, what's this one? Mr. Leo the Lion King. Mr. Leo the Lion King. Hi there. I started drinking Kronenberg due to you, and I like it. Thanks. Well, I don't have any affiliation with Kronenberg. It's just a great beer, isn't it? It's yeah, it's nice. Right, what's London Cabby say? Yes, Stuart. Man from Arm will go 180 degrees, ladies 170. Right. London Chinese Cabbie. I don't know if I've mentioned this to you. I'm not a taxi driver, but I'm retired. My background is a hotel trade, but I've got a part-time job. I work for the county council, and I actually have a badge, like a cab driver badge. I'm not a taxi driver, but the reason I've got it is because I retired and I didn't work for 2 years, and I was climbing the walls. I went out to Thailand and stuff, but you have long periods of months between you know, when you're not in Thailand, and I couldn't really afford to stay there for a real long time. I've got some properties I rent out as well, a few houses, not a lot. They don't bring in a lot, but I've got them. And I wanted to work, not full time. I just wanted something to give me a reason to get out of bed in the morning when I was in the UK. And what I do, I drive for the county council, and when the schools are on, I pick up these kids from the villages. They're all a bit, I don't want to make a mistake and say it the wrong way now, but they're special needs. I think that's the correct form. So these kids are special needs. They go to a special needs school. So what I do is I take an 8-seater minibus. I go out at 9 in the morning. I pick them up from all the villages, drop them off at their special needs school with an escort, and then I pick them all up at 3 o'clock and take them back to the villages. And it's great for me because it gives me a reason to get up in the morning. I get out for an hour at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It pays really well, but that's not the reason I'm doing it totally. The money's great. That goes into my Thailand pot. But you can't sit at home doing nothing. And I didn't want to have a full-time job. And why that's perfect is because if I didn't have it, like at the moment, I'm laying in bed till sort of 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, which isn't good. With this, when I do these runs, I have to get up at sort of 7 o'clock in the morning. So it gives you a reason to get out of bed. And then the slot in between the two of them, Monday to Friday, I can concentrate on YouTube and do all my other bits and pieces. So, yeah. Right. What's this? Dirty Dave. Last year, I hear beach road is blocked, overturned lorry carrying snooker supplies, queues. Oh, God. I thought it was a serious story. The old ones are always the best, aren't they, Dirty Dave? Okay. Right. So it hasn't been Mark, you haven't done it again, have you, Marky Mark? I'm not complaining. I'm just, you have. Blimey. Thank you for 2 hours of stress relief. This is the best channel. Well, I don't think everybody would agree with that, but thanks. It's complimented. It's actually really hard to keep going for 2 hours when you're on your own. When I did it with Simon, it was kind of easy because you bounce off each other. But I do put in a lot of preparation to what I'm going to do because otherwise I'll be sitting here like a lemon. Mark, thank you. I really do appreciate it. Right. I only got, well, it's nearly 2 hours now, 1 minute short of 2 hours. So I'll just get a few of these in before I go. I can't read them all out. Right, Mr. Lion King, you got hooked on Cronenberg. Right, you're putting a lot of comments on there. You got me hooked on Cronenberg. Okay, so you got hooked on Cronenberg, you're saying. What did I drink before Cronenberg? I used to drink Stella, years I drank Stella in the UK, but I don't know if they've changed the recipe. It's gotten the Stella, it used to be a great tasting beer. It's not just about getting drunk, is it? If you want to get drunk, you just drink Tennent's or something. But I just find that, I don't know, I think they've changed the recipe because it just doesn't, unless my taste buds getting older have changed. Stella doesn't do it for me anymore. And I find this, it's 5%, this Cronenberg 1664. It's quite a reasonable beer. Blimey, you really wanted me to put that out there, didn't you? You put that up about 15 times. But there you go, it's up there now. Right. Okay. Right. I hope you guys all enjoyed this stream. Do you know what I think I'll do for fun? I think I'll play us out with that ladyboy video again because it took me about an hour to put together. The music's great, isn't it? So what I'll do, I'll say goodnight to everybody. As always, I can't say goodnight to everybody. To everybody who gave me a super chat, guys, I really do appreciate it. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to give it to anyone. I'm going to buy beer with it. That's what I'm going to do with it, right? It's selfish, I am. But thank you very much. I do appreciate it. I'll be back in 2 weeks. As I say, tomorrow, fingers and toes crossed, I think the Nat and Dave video will be up at episode 9. Simon told me 100% it will. I don't know what time. It might be later in the afternoon for him because I know he's what's that, Matt? The speed test is bollocks, Peter. It's just a local speeds. Okay. All right, not reality. But he did say it was fast, though. Yeah, so Nat and Dave tomorrow, episode 9. Next week, I've got 3 great stories for you. I always say that, but they really are, especially the first one, the guy in the jail. And that's about it, really. I'll be back in 2 weeks' time next Friday. So thanks to everybody for being here tonight. And I'll play us out with this nice song and the 16 images with the 5 girls. I'm looking at the other screen now. I see what you mean, guys. The quality's gone. Taxi to Lao. Just before we ended there, another super chat. Thanks. I appreciate that. So I'm going to say goodnight to you because the quality's gone on the video again. I can see it now. It must be my connection. So, guys, have a great weekend. And I'll catch up with you soon, okay?